I've been talking to a lot of people at lunches, a lot of change management people and venture capitalists. And when I say I do video podcasting, and they go, oh, okay, I kind of heard of that. Or and I do Ask a Ninja, and they go, oh, that's quaint. What is that? So I thought I would kick things off this morning with showing our episode of Ask a Ninja, describing what is podcasting. And we created this video for all of the media buyers for Procter & Gamble and Coca-Cola. We're like, okay, well, someone will really explain to them what podcasting is, but this will be our funny take on what it is. So let's show that. Let's see.
Well, I am Ninja, he is Ninja, she is Ninja too. I am Ninja, we are Ninja, but I believe that you are Ninja too.
Hiya! Ask a Ninja, special delivery. What is podcasting? People over the age of 12 have asked a ninja, what is podcasting? Right now, you've got stuff out there like TV, which is like a piece of wood. It's as interesting as watching grass grow. It's as interesting as watching wood be wood. Podcasting is active, brass tacks. On one end, you got the kid. Let's call him Jason. And he's bored. And he's sitting there going, what's cool, dude? Yes, because that's the way kids talk right now. Jason is a whale, and he's swimming around the internet, and he's in a whole pod of whales. That's where the term comes from. And they're looking to eat stuff, and the content on the internet is the brine, and it's just like, okay, there's another shrimp, and there's another stupid one video, and there's a guy yelling at a brick wall. That's interesting. And then, oh, look, there's Eva Longoria juggling a chainsaw. But then he comes across us, a podcast, every week, consistent content coming at him like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then if I kept doing that, you'd see it's on a regular basis. I go, yeah, but it's consistently coming at him like an apple pie. And if you're a whale and all you've ever eaten is shrimp, and then somebody gives you an apple pie, you're like, holy smokes, this is delicious. And then when you find out that there's a factory that produces apple pies every week, then those whales just line up outside the factory, and then we feed them apple pie. That's the simplest way to explain it. We are a factory that produces apple pies for whales. I look forward to feeding you apple pie soon!
Okay, so that's kind of a primer on Ask a Ninja and podcasting. So earlier this year, someone said shows like Ask a Ninja are our biggest competitors, and that person was Bernie Gershon, the senior vice president and general manager of the ABC Digital Media Group. And it's a little startling and odd when a massive corporation, Disney, with 100,000 employees plus, and annual receipts of over $30 billion a year, is considering two guys in a weird apartment one of their biggest competitors. But I think they're right, because it's like we're fighting for. Oh my God. Zay, I guess Zay wasn't going back to New York. I guess the ninja killed Zay. Well, that happens. I mean, seriously. And the blackout last night. The ninja doesn't want me to give this presentation, so I can't control him. So sorry about that. All right, so here's some stats for Ask a Ninja. It costs us nothing to produce our first episode, and if you watch the first episode, you'll actually see the clamp holding the T-shirt onto the ninja's head. Because we didn't even have a costume at that point. Our first capital investment was a $6 Lycra ski mask that we bought for episode 2, and it was like, all right, I hope this pans out. Yeah, I mean, because we were totally broke and it was horrible. Anyways, we were quoted on the floor of the House of Representatives one time by Zoe Lofgren on June 8th, which was kind of cool. We've got 40,000 friends on MySpace. Our average new episode gets between 300,000 and 500,000 viewers, which is more than a lot of shows on cable. And we've had over 20 million views in the last 10 months. So it's been quite a trip since last year. Okay, so how did I get here? In January of 2005, my partner Douglas Sarine and I, we started writing this show about ninjas living in Orange County, California. And we were really excited, but I was like, okay, there's no way we can do these fight sequences live action. So it'll be cheaper and a lot easier if we do it animated. And we're like, yeah, Flash animation, that's gonna be it. And we're like, cool. So we sold this idea to a small online distributor, and we got peanuts for money, and I was really excited, and so I put together, I got my parents to invest money, and so now, but by October of last year, 2005, we'd failed miserably to produce what we wanted to produce. Everyone thought we were just going to pack it up and leave, and the online distributor was just going to chalk it up. But I was like, no, I know what we did wrong. We just need more money. We need more capitalization. And so we put together business plans, and we were going to do it. But at this time, and my mom's my biggest fan, and she's also, well, you should probably think about getting a real job, and which was rough coming from your biggest fan, and but I was on an online community site, and Douglas kept saying, isn't there a way that we can do this project that's going to cost hundreds of man hours and thousands of dollars to do? Isn't there a way that we can just do it for free, the two of us, the two guys that can't draw or do After Effects at all? Can't we do it? And no, we couldn't. I was like, dude, no, there's no way. But there was a way. But I started thinking about, I said, okay, what resources do we have at hand? What could we do? And so an ex-girlfriend of mine helped me paint the walls of my apartment chroma key blue and chroma key green. So I had a built-in green screen studio in my living room. And so, goodbye security deposit there. When I dropped out of college in 2000, I prudently spent my student loan on a camera, but now that was broken, like a sad puppy dog. So the tape transport wouldn't work. So we had a broken camera, we had a blue wall, and we had my PowerBook, but it was slow and needed an upgrade. And then we also started thinking about, okay, well, what's working in the space right now? And so you had Red versus Blue, and they've got a great community, and they've got DVD sales that propels them forward, and selling T-shirts. Then you have Homestar Runner, which is an amazing site where they were putting out cartoons, but what really took them off and what really got them to reinvest in the community and the world that they were creating was opening it up to questions from the world and saying, hey, just ask Strong Bad a question and we'll answer it. And so we really like that, where, especially if you go back and watch from 1 to episode 150, whatever they're at now, episode 1 is 30 seconds long. They never show his face, really, and it's just quick. And episode 150 is this, Strong Bad goes, visits the White House or whatever. It's very complicated. And so it's just okay, well, we just have to be as good as episode 1 of Strong Bad and then grow. And so we really like that, and we really like their merchandise model. Penny Arcade is another online site, and they do really well with savvy advertising and on the site. And then Rocket, oh boy, Rocket Boom. Rocket Boom, with just the video podcasting, and so we really looked at the site, and and how Rocket Boom, started advertising and created advertising. So all of those kind of synthesized into the fact of, okay, here's what we can do. we've got all of this huge ninja information, and the biggest flip on that was everything that you know about ninjas is absolutely and positively a lie, and this is the first time that an actual ninja will take questions. And so, which is a big flip, you know, but it's really fun because we could, whenever people would send us questions, you know, saying, oh, you're not doing the plural of ninjas right, man. It's ninja for plural. And you're just like, no, that's a lie. I'm sorry. And like, you know, sorry. So, you know, and then along that same time, late last year, you know, the video iPod came along, and that was like, oh, great. You know, just as kind of the iPod did for music, it kind of created a de facto downloadable file standard. And you know, so if you could play on an iPod, you could your MP4 could also probably play a lot of other places, but you knew you had a huge installed user base in iTunes and the iPod. So it was like, okay, that's the great file format. And you know, so Ninja, like this is a piece of fan art that we got. And then the other big key was Lazy Sunday came out. And that was released on YouTube. And it was like, oh, well, it's good enough for those guys on SNL, like to, you know, reinvigorate a kind of calcified comedy brand. Like, why would we even consider anything else? So we did that. And then, you know, now later, Rever has kind of come into the picture where they're kind of making it actually possible to monetize. Okay, so let's watch. This is the thing that was quoted on the floor of the House. This is our piece on net neutrality. And here we go.
Ask a Ninja, special delivery, net neutrality. In case you don't know what's going on. Okay, let's just pick somewhere where everybody likes to be. Watching the girl at Hot Dog on a Stick make lemonade. I think we can all agree that's pretty compelling. But then like the big internet service provider puts up a wall and says you can't watch the girl at Hot Dog on a Stick make lemonade unless she pays us. Meanwhile, they're trying to make you watch Robin Williams' cousin make bacon juice, and he's got like a mesh shirt on and there's lots of hair. He's like just as hairy as Robin Williams, but not even as funny as Robin Williams is not. He's just squeezing bacon into a cup, and they're like, hey, that's the same as watching the Hot Dog on a Stick girl make lemonade. And you're like, no, it is not. Hello. I want to see the girl in the tri-colored funny hat doing a funny motion that produces something that I like. That's what the internet is all about. People in funny hats making things that people like. When Vint Cerf invented the internet, that was his whole goal. And then the big internet service providers are like, well, we can make a fake version of that. And you're like, can't I just do that? And they're like, well, only if those people give us some fried cheese. And everybody's like, but it's already there. Can I just see it? And they're like, well, we have this big wall that's built out of the shredded First Amendment, and they hold it together with glue reed. That's a glue made from greed. But it's not Lou Reed. That guy's pretty cool. Net neutrality, net neutrality. I really need to get some backup singers. Net neutrality, net neutrality.
So yeah, that was kind of a weird turning point for us. Just because my partner Douglas, and also you know, like he didn't know anything about net neutrality or being a geek or RSS feeds or blogs or anything, and so one day, you know, we were shooting, you know, in the writing process, I was like, we should do something about net neutrality. And he's like, all right, well, what is that? And so I tried to explain it to him, and you know, that whole concept came back through the character of the ninja, and you know, we've had like every lawyer at the FCC watch that, and you know, and people come to us all the time saying, oh, that was the clearest explanation of net neutrality. And like, really? And then, the weirdest thing is like you get reporters calling you up and they're like, so you were paid to do that, right? And I was like, really? Like some PR company is gonna get that through their boss? Like, you know, like that's gonna pass a focus group? You know, like, no, it's not, you know? That's a horrible analogy, but like it gets through because it's communicated just because like it's true, you know, like, so I don't know. All right, so let's talk about some rules. Like how did we get here? And let's see if I can remember these rules. All right, distribute it without judgment. So we put out the content, and our first episode, we didn't like, and but it was just like, okay, we did it, and like that's like the filmmaker's imperative. Like you do something and you want to share it, and then you get your feedback, and then you're like, oh, okay, it wasn't as well received as I had hoped. Like you look at the way we shot it, we shot it with 2 camera angles, and but that was too much production. It was too big of a pain in the ass to actually edit that. So we cut it down to a single camera angle, and we made the editing style go much faster, and like to the point where the episode I think we'll show at the end of this is about 3 minutes long, and I think there's 100 edits or something in it. It moves quick, and so but put it out there. Don't judge it. Let the market judge it, and then get that feedback and grow with that, and grow with your audience. So like don't let them dictate. Well, let them dictate, but you need to work with them. It's not like the top-down model anymore. Like Chris was saying, you need to put it out there, see what's working, see what's resonating, and then bubble up with them, and not be afraid to say, I don't have all the answers. And then content follows form. Like we've been working with other people on this concept, and like they're either sketch comedians or they're companies, and they have they have a big idea, but you're like, okay, great, but like how can we focus that idea down into a small content that's viral, that people actually want to watch, and then will refer their friends to watch it, because the only way in this new media sphere is for people to actually personally enjoy it, and like we haven't spent a dime on marketing because everyone just says, oh, you have to check this out. So, and if you don't do that, no one's going to watch it, and no one's going to tell anyone about it, and it's just going to become a flop. Okay, so, every piece of technology we use was a complete commodity. There was nothing that was unique or special, like, XML files, RSS files are all vanilla. The file formats are all open and no DRM. YouTube, flash embedded players, so it's not about the technology anymore. It's about how you use the technology and how you're communicating with it. Experiment and learn, be free. Be honest with your audience. If you want to create something that's an infomercial for your product, do not try to hide that, because when it comes out that it is an infomercial for your product, they will hate you. And so, and if you're going to advertise, like say, okay, hey, we're advertising, and we're a commercial entity or whatever. Like, give the audience what they want. Like, you need to take their feedback, but then you also have to stay ahead of them. You have to give them even more, and communicate with your audience. Be there with them. Experience the space together. You can't just put it out there and then expect them to immediately love you and embrace them. You have to embrace them as well. Okay, so here's some of our fan art. Like a lot of the episodes, we create new words, and like ninjelephants. That's a ninjelephant, and like they've created the timeline where the ninjas just like appeared in photos in history. They're everywhere. It's really good. On our site, we encourage mashups. We encourage, everything is distributed under Creative Commons non-commercial attribution. So, we really want the fans to use and embrace and mix it up, and then, give it back to us. And so it's been a really great part of what the Ask a Ninja experience has been. All right, so now we've created a What is PopTech specifically for this, and let's watch that.
Andy Z, Ask a Ninja! What the heck is PopTech 2006? A bunch of geeks in Maine? It's a 10th anniversary gathering that will bring 500 extraordinary people together to think about the social impact of... PopTech. What? PopTech? I don't know. Let's look at the list that was on the website about what was going to be at PopTech. The nature of risk in the connected age. Nobody knows more about the nature of risk in the connected age than the ninja. Every time I shoot one of these episodes, I got 14, 15 ninjas that try and kill me while we're shooting. You think that editing is by choice? Thank goodness for Final Kill Pro. If I didn't edit that stuff out, it would just be a bunch of blinding, extraordinary fight sequences, and nobody wants to see that. Bright green possibilities? How about dark black guarantees? Globalization's great surprises. I don't want to be a spoiler. I'll give you a hint. It starts with nin and it ends your life. Any guesses? No? It's a ninja. The role of faith and fundamentalism. I don't know who it was who said it first, whether it was Socrates or the band Soul to Soul. They both wore colorful baggy clothes and asked a lot of questions. But they said back to life, back to reality. If I'm thinking about the right Socrates. Pandemics and their prevention. I think we need to be more concerned about pandas and their prevention. Those things are just going to keep getting gianter unless we stop them. Give those Oreo cookies some gastric bypass. Isn't there a Jared version of a panda? They're gonna eat us out of house and home if we live in bamboo houses. People in bamboo houses should not throw pandas. Jesus said that. New approaches to education. I have a great learn or burn program that I've been trying to implement for years. Correct, correct, incorrect. The creative imperative. You will create new frontiers of exploration. We can scratch that one off. There's really nothing left. There's only so many places you can send a prairie schooner, and that's the only way to explore a frontier. I saw it on the History Channel. That's it. We're done. What technology wants from us? Our souls. I'm serious. I had lunch with technology last week. She is hell-bent on what she calls humanoid utopia. It's basically a combination of Blade Runner, Logan's Run, The Matrix, and the first Muppet movie. Soylent Green is Kermit, our constructed selves. What the heck does that mean? Wait a minute. Come on, lean forward. Oh, great. Just what I expected. Cybernetic eyes. Nice robots. Anybody in this room who's not a robot? This is not a joke. Everyone else in the room are cybernetic organisms. Quietly get up if you are not a robot and get out of the room. I will send an army of ninjas to kill all the robots. Conflict, resolution, and the possibility of peace. Conflict? We've got plenty of that. Resolution? Well, I think we all agree there can be only one. And the possibility of peace is still non-existent. Thanks for the question, Andy Z. I look forward to popping your tech soon. Yeah. Whoa, that was kind of racy.
Thank you.